Hi, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Steve Pisker. I am the owner of Pisker Family Chiropractic and Wellness Center located here in beautiful Swedesboro, New Jersey. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how chiropractic care can help you and your family regain and maintain a healthy and pain-free active lifestyle. Chiropractic is the world's largest drugless healing profession. There are over 70,000 chiropractors in the United States, serving more than 1 million patients each day. I believe the reason why chiropractic is so effective in helping so many people is because it reduces stress. It reduces stress on our bodies, it reduces stress on our spines, and it reduces stress in our nervous systems. When we think of chiropractic, we inevitably think of the spine. Spine is broken up into different regions. We have the cervical spine, consisting of 7 vertebrae. The thoracic spine, which contains 12 vertebrae and has 12 sets of ribs attached. Underneath that is the lumbar spine, which has 5 vertebrae, and the lumbar spine sits on top of the sacrum. The sacrum articulates with the iliums to create our sacroiliac joints, and the coccyx is attached to the sacrum. The spine has 3 main functions. Support. Upright posture demands a healthy spine. At least good posture does, right? Movement. All movement of the trunk requires the spine. And protection of the nervous system. The spinal cord, which is an extension of the brain and the spinal cord, travels down through the center of the spine. Coming out from the spinal cord are 24 pairs of spinal nerves. Kind of like having a centipede with all these legs, right? There are 24 pairs of nerves coming out from the spine or the spinal cord, coming between the vertebrae and going out to all the tissue cells of the body. This creates an informational highway in which the brain can send signals and receive signals from the body and keep it functioning properly. What can happen, however, is that the spine can become fixated, misaligned, or otherwise what we call subluxated. These physical problems within the spine can stretch, irritate, or rub on the delicate nerve tissue and can lead to many types of health problems, including pain, reduced range of motion, muscle spasm, and inflammation. It's very easy to see why many people go to chiropractors and get such great relief regarding their back pain. However, this is only half of the story, as chiropractic can have a very beneficial effect on the health of you and your children for other types of health conditions and for keeping you well. The way this works is because it reduces chronic stress on the body. Chronic stress results from loss of function of the spinal joints, and these joints then send stress signals to the brain, activating a stress or the stress fight or flight response. When that occurs, that causes a surge of stress hormones to go throughout the body. If this stress is maintained, this increase in stress hormones can lead to sickness and increase your risk of disease. So it's very important that your spinal joints are functioning well, because you can have spinal joint dysfunction and not know it. These stress signals are occurring without us knowing it, and they are impacting the health of your nervous system on a global basis. People are then put into a survival state, a chronic stress state. Some of the symptoms of chronic stress include headaches, problems with focus and concentration, allergies, problems with our immune system, frequent colds, flus, getting sick, respiratory and cardiovascular problems, digestive problems, problems with elimination, and a lot of hormonal imbalances and menstrual problems can result from chronic stress. Our children are under chronic stress and we don't even know it in some ways. Right? We don't think about chiropractic for our children, do we? The reason we don't is because children don't really experience the signs of back pain. And most people think that chiropractic is about adult back pain. But that's not the truth. Chiropractic has been shown in research, peer-reviewed journals, to improve the health of organs and systems in the body by removing stress within the nervous system. Our children are under a lot of stress. They have problems. They have peer pressure. They have problems with posture, They're on cell phones, they're on computers all day, they're carrying heavy backpacks, they play sports, they get knocked down, right? Children are under a lot of stress. They eat poorly. They have a lot of processed carbohydrates. And children go to the doctors a lot. They just don't go to the chiropractor. They go to the doctor to treat what? Signs of stress. My immune system's not working well. I'm sick all the time. I have insomnia. I don't sleep well. I have belly aches. I don't digest well. I don't eliminate well. I have problems with focus and concentration. An interesting study that you should know about is that how the spine is impacting the health of the brain, is that they've put children who have had learning disabilities in the classroom, and they put them on those physio balls, the big round balls that we see at the gym. When children are on these balls in the classroom, they actually improve their cognitive functions, because what we know is that healthy spinal joint function stimulates the cerebellum of the brain. And the cerebellum sets timing and rhythm for your cortex to allow for better cognitive function. You see, healthy spinal joint function is improving brain function. It's also improving the body's ability to adapt to stress, because poor spinal joint function is a major source of stress to the overall body. So if you're experiencing pain, chiropractic is great. But if you're not experiencing pain, chiropractic can also be great. The question then begets, why don't children experience back pain? And the answer to that is pretty simple. When you're young, you have a high proportion of elastic fibers in your connective tissues. This allows children to act like bouncy balls or rubber bands, so that when they fall off their bikes or play contact sports or jump off the garage roof 10 times a day like we used to do when we were kids, they get up and they keep going. But as you age, your connective tissue, elastic tissue in your connective tissue, the elastic fibers, I should say, in the connective tissues are replaced with fibrous tissue. This fibrous tissue acts more like a toothpick instead of a rubber band. So when an adult gets under stress or falls down the step, that toothpick cracks or breaks. And so they experience a lot of pain. But this doesn't mean that your children aren't under physical stress. They exhibit many signs of physical and musculoskeletal stress if you were to take a close look at them. Look at how their shoes are wearing, if their outside of their shoes are wearing out, which is creating a lot of structural stress. Flat-footed. It's called pronation. Look at their knees. Do their knees locked? Is their pelvis translated back or forth, right? Do they have forward head posture, which is very common? Are they slumping? Are they round-shouldered? These signs of physical stress are impacting their nervous system. And chiropractic can help them. It can help them to reduce stress. It can help them to improve sleep. It can help to improve cognitive function. It can help to improve digestion. As I said, there's a lot of research that's been done, particularly in the osteopathic field, which have the same basic philosophy of chiropractic, that misalignments of the spine are impacting the health of the circulatory system, is what the osteopath said. And chiropractors said, well, misalignments of the spine affected the nervous system. It's turned out that we're both right, that the nerves and the blood vessels travel together. And the osteopaths did lots of research demonstrating that spinal misalignments were impacting the health of the nervous system and impacting and causing problems with things like asthma and digestion and menstrual problems and heart problems. And not that there are treatments for those diseases, but that the body is a self-healing regulating system. And when you stress that system and you interfere with the functioning of the flow of energy between the brain and the tissue cell, your body's not going to work right. We're used to waiting for our bodies to break down. Go to the doctor and take pills primarily to suppress problems, particularly when they're chronic, when they're not life-threatening. It would be much more effective in one way to also look at saying, what kind of stresses can we identify in our children and ourselves, physically, chemically, and emotionally, identify them and work to remove them so that we can have a better quality of life and age better. Doesn't that seem to make sense? This is a fundamental paradigm shift in how we look at one's health and how we approach it. We don't want to remove medical care from society. We're not contrary to, or, want to use medical care. Medical care is fantastic in our country for saving lives. But in chronic health disorders that are affecting so many people, chronic stress disorders, it's important that we start looking at trying to identify these stresses and remove them so that they don't become pathological. And that's what we do at our office. We help to provide chiropractic care, we provide advanced muscle integration technique, and nutritional therapy so that we can take steps to identify and remove these stresses so that your body can function better, so that you have less pain, so that you have a better quality of life, so that you sleep better, so that you digest better, and you have a lower risk of disease. So if you think that this makes sense, that we want to try to identify stress and remove it before it becomes such a problem, then call us. Call us at 467-9600, and we're here because our goal and mission is to help you to regain and maintain a healthy and pain-free active lifestyle. So we'll see you again. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.